Okay, there are changes to the agenda. May I have a motion to approve the probationary appointment of Mr. Peter Mallory as the Director of Health, Physical Education, Athletics and Recreation? Yes, but I think it's, we have to add it on. I was told by the clerk.
I just put it on the motion for now, but each one. I'm not really sure the procedure, but
If it's on the consent agenda, we have to prove it through the consent agenda, correct?
it was added tonight, so that's why I thought there had to be a separate motion, but we can just move it to consent agenda. Go ahead, consent agenda. Thank you.
All right, so that's the motion is to add to consent agenda, is that correct? That's what Lisa says to do?
Yes.
Thank you. The motion.
Second. Jacqueline has second. All in favor? Okay, we're moving on to
Minutes?
yes, the minutes of the May 14, 2019 special meeting. May I have a motion and a second? Second, all in favor? I'm looking for the approval of motion of minutes of May 21st, 2019, certification of the annual meeting, budget vote, and board election. I need a motion and a second. Jacqueline second, Mark second. All in favor? Okay, moving on to the musical performance. We just had a little prelude before.
So we'd like to invite the Connecticut High School Jazz Company Choir one more time to come up and do another song for us under the direction of Mr. Bradley Porter. Okay, sorry, this is the concert choir. So we're in for a dual special treat. Thank you all for being here.
The song is called, when I knew that we would be honoring our retirees at this meeting, I thought about what would be the most appropriate song that we know this year. This is called Unclouded Day. It's about the arrival in the most wonderful place. So I thought that was appropriate for retirement.
Oh, they tell me of a home far beyond the skies. They tell me of a home far away. And they tell me of a home where the storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, the light
performed here for the very last time and are going away to college, away to I followed you guys around the other day as you toured our elementary schools, and I watched from kindergarten to fourth grade and fifth grade completely spellbound by your voices, as we just were. So I'm going to ask you, a few years from now, when this is gorgeous and the acoustics are right, will you all come back and sing for us at that point? Yes. So to do that.
Oh my So we have student government representatives, are they here?
So every year, the Board of Education asks our student government to send 2 to 3 students to board meetings to give us reports based on what is happening at the preschool. And this year, we have had 3 students, and I don't know if they're here, but I'm going to thank them anyway, because 2 of the 3 have been with us for 2 years, and I know at least 2 of them are coming back again next year. So I would like to just thank Nicholas Kenny, Saka Barry, and Adam Musa for volunteering to be So I thought I saw Mr. Rockland, and I'd also like Mr. Vincent Osmer to come on down and help me speak about our next group of students, please.
We have a first-year teacher who has taken over a legendary program in the ceramics area, and he has just done a remarkable job. And he has 3 students that won the competition, and he will tell you about them. He is really a remarkable teacher, Mr. Osmond. Thank you. I'd like to thank 3 of my students for participating in this year's BAFTA Fine Art Show. BAFTA stands for Bay Area Friends of the Fine Arts. It's a gallery located in Sayville. And this year, 3 of my students took prizes in this exhibit. I do have some images printed out of sculptures. I'm sorry if you guys can't see. This image was taken first place, taken by Sarah Consent. If you'd like to come up. Good job. And my second student who are going to participate in the second prize, Tony Gravina. And my final student, Kristen Falser, who could not make it this evening, took honorable mention and she created a replica of her course. So I'm very proud of these students. As a first-year teacher, I'm honored to have the 3 of my students placed in this jury exhibit, and I look forward to contributing artwork to them yearly. So hopefully I'll see something maybe at the next BAFTA show next year. Thank you.
as well. I'm here tonight to recognize 5 of my students from ILR that attended NYSADA Portfolio. NYSADA stands for New York State Art Teachers Association. It's similar to NYSMA. They prepare a portfolio of artwork. They have to complete 2 pieces of writing. They work outside of school. They complete special artwork. They gather all that artwork. They go and they sit with an adjudicator and they receive a score. All 5 students from ILR received the highest level. Distinguished with mastery. And those students are Corinne Hill, Amanda Bennett, Peyton Drago. They are unable to attend tonight. They are at a soccer banquet. I'd like to recognize their names. They were Bryce, Brennan, and Ella. Mrs. Susan White, if you please come over there. I also have 5 students attend from John Pearl Elementary. All 5 students also received the highest level, distinguished with mastery. And those students were Jaden McKay, Madison Holzmeyer, Megan Miller, and Ella Pena. And Mr. Pollock, if you'd like to come on down as So we had multiple teachers who applied for the Tanger Factory Outlet grants in order to do some special things in their schools. Tanger's don't believe in getting back to our kids and our communities for education. Tanger Outlet is providing and partner community service and supporting youth education. The Tanger Kids Grant Program is designed to assist schools and Tanger Outlet Center's primary workers by providing grants for special projects, needed equipment, or our programs. Grants can also support groups within the school, including fine arts, music, and athletic. And we had 2 teachers who applied and who received the grant. Mr. Patrick Brennan, will you please come in? Will Mrs. Lisa Manza and Mr. Kevin Keane come on down, please? Good evening, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Could I please ask all of the fourth grade C+ students to please join me at the podium? So these wonderful young men and women that you are looking at this evening are single-handedly responsible for making us winners at the Walt Whitman Poetry Contest that took place this year. And this year we had 4 winners, and both of our class anthologies placed. So we'd like to give you a nice round of applause. And I'm going to have our 4 winners read their poetry tonight. So Leah Rukowski is our grand champion winner.
The evolution. The evolution will always be coming like the warm glow of the everlasting light on a freezing day, carrying us in the high skies, seeing how high even the fiercest wind will take us. The evolution of mankind, leaving history in the past and leading into the future. Seconds, minutes, decades, centuries. The future will not stop coming no matter how long it takes. The changes are coming, fast or slow, they will still be coming. They will always be coming like the everlasting light on a cold, freezing, windy day.
Leah's a part of the 4 red team, and she's from Slocum. And next we have Nate. Okay, Nate has asked that I read his poetry on his behalf. So the title of his poem is When the Future Comes Around. When the future comes around, our homes may circle the enormous ball of brown, green, blue, and white. We can go back to ancient times with the push of a button. The flying vehicles with blades may be like cars. Push a remote button and with a zap and a boom, something will be somewhere else. When the future comes around, the lawmakers will have computer brains. Amazing airplanes may be just heard and not seen. Cowboys will be swift as the wind when they start riding cows. Emergency boosters will save super ships. Cute little bots will be the main toys. Magnificent machines will make anything. All of this may happen when the future comes around. Nate from Slocum as well. Next we have members of our white team. Ashaz, would you please come and read your poem? Ashaz is from Sycamore Avenue Elementary School.
Cars of the future. Oh, the cars of the future. They are whispering, but every day they are growing louder until it comes. Extremely insufficient forms and abundant gadgets will be everywhere you look. And the heat, it will be like the world's biggest blanket, screening everyone. No one
as you can see, our theme was the future. I think for the most part, it's looking good. Presentation over to Mr. Key regarding our internet safety poster. So, Dylan Beccarillo, come on down. You are the next one.
So we'd like to congratulate Dylan for keeping up the Sequest tradition. I know we had a legacy winner here tonight, David Miller, came down. So Dylan's internet safety poster, along with this poster that will be displayed in schools around the state. He goes on to the national competition now. I would like to read a small excerpt from the letter that the Governor Cuomo had sent. Thank you very much for participating in this contest and for delivering an important message about cyber safety and technology. Your hard work and creativity make you a role model to other students, and I'm proud to present you with this certificate of achievement as a reminder of this wonderful accomplishment. On behalf of all New Yorkers, best wishes for continued success in your very bright future. In addition, Dylan will have a beautiful glass replica of his poster as well to display.
So the poster says, don't share your information online. It could be monsters. And he's got, let's see from the poster, he's got a monster, and he's got somebody who's looking rather harmless, but there are monsters out there, so we have to be extra careful. Mom, can we give this to you so sorry, I forgot what you said.
Thank you very much. So we're all queued up and ready to go on our computers. So I'm going to ask Coach Kelly Underweiser and Assistant Coach Elizabeth Schlitt to come on down and talk to us a little bit about the unbelievably successful season of our
Good evening. Thank you so much for having us here tonight. I would just like to highlight some of these incredible athletes and some of their accomplishments this year. The team was comprised of 23 incredible athletes. We were a co-ed team with both males and females on the team. We had one recipient of the All Long Island Award, 2 All-County athletes, 1 academic All-County athlete, and 2 All-Division athletes. I want to congratulate them on making history once again. We competed in the county championship for the 3rd consecutive year. They were ranked first going into the county championship in a very difficult division in Section 11.
To give you some background, when we went down to Florida, we received an automatic bid. We placed first at regionals. When they went down to Florida, they compete in the co-ed division, and the co-ed division at nationals, there's two teams, one is from Alabama and one is from Tennessee. They're absolutely incredible. They have placed first and second for the last 16 years. Except this year, because a team from Long Island, New York, and Epcot, broke that tradition and that long-standing record that they had. The cheerleaders were first going to finals at UCA Nationals. They put on an exceptional performance. They really put the net on that, and they placed second at 1/10 of a point. And everything they have accomplished, from competition being so successful. I also really have the benefit of being able to watch them in practice each and every day. When it's not so easy, when things get tough, I watch them grow tremendously, and I'm so, so proud of you. I thank all the parents for your love, your support. You are 1 in a million. We are so, so lucky to have you. And just congratulations on an awesome season. So proud of you.
We start from the beginning?
It's not straight.
Volume.
Yeah, it's not gonna. That's how you transfer that way. That's how I understand. It's because it's going through the transmitter. That's why. If I would
Seeing this on a small screen does it no justice. The precision, the power, the passion that was brought by that team in competition was just unbelievable. When you get to see them next year, you get to see them cheer the footballs, that's not it. That's just a small piece of this. go and watch them in competition. It's just absolutely incredible what they do as a team. So I'd like them all to come down so we can recognize you as the second place. I'm going to read out their names so that you know who they are. How about that? Casey Angelo, Joseph Apisa, Nicolette DeAngelis, Julia Dimitri, Michaela Sutton, Marina, oh gosh. I know, Pizzulio. Pizzulio, thank you. Adriana DiGrasso, Christina Gutierrez, Kayla Hansen, Catherine Josephat, Gianna Nixon, Samantha Lufaka, Abigail Moulter, Emily Pelizzato, Kyle Patilio, Pete Rhodes, Sidney Rhodes, Hannah Rosenberg, Junior Luis, Diana Sherpick, Tanya Sherpick, Emma Schofer, Kayla Unterweiser, and of course head coach Kelly Unterweiser. Please give them a round. Coach Ryan Kavanaugh, are you here? He had the most successful season ever in the history of Connecticut Boys.
So I want to congratulate the cheerleaders as well. I was able to see them almost every day in and out of the gym. Their performances will literally take your breath away. It's unbelievable to watch. If you ever have a chance to watch them compete, please do so. It's unbelievable. You girls, boys and girls are unbelievable. Well done. I'm here tonight to present Connecticut's second ever all-state tennis player. It's unbelievable. We've been around a long time as a school district. It's the second person ever to be all-state for the tennis teams. An unbelievable young man, 11th grader, all league, all division, all county, all Long Island, all state. He competed at the U.S. Open 2 weeks ago and finished 16th overall out of 15,000 kids that saw playing tennis. He finished 16th. Now that alone is an amazing accomplishment and he's an amazing young man. But let me tell you something else. In our county, Section 11, Suffolk County, he was voted the sportsmanship recipient for all of Suffolk County, which is great. Yeah, unbelievable, right? Then our section sends the top players to the state tournament, where all the section directors then pick one winner out of all the players there at sportsmanship. Alan was also, not only was he all-state, but he was voted the lone recipient of the sportsmanship of New York State. He is everything that we want in our children. He is everything that we want to represent Connecticut. He's understated, but the last one to tell you how good he is, pound for pound, he's probably the very best athlete in Connecticut. That's how talented he is. Serves the ball about 120 miles an hour. Yeah, got hit by one of those once. His family is extremely proud of him. They're here tonight. His younger brother is also a dynamite tennis player. Looking forward to success for many years to come to this family. Tonight is Alan Sabovic, so please put your hands together. Alan, you are unbelievable. Often tall for me too.
I'm going to go backwards for 1 second, and I am going to ask another Walt Whitman Poetry Contest winner. Am I not hearing that? Okay. Mrs. Manzo. Mrs. Smith, you don't want to come down too? Come on.
I'm only a science teacher. This is just the LA teacher that's good looking.
No, I'm sorry. We're not going to be
Support specialist over here.
Let's be proud of have everyone be proud.
Mr. King and I are very proud to introduce Richard Martinez. Back when he was a Seacrest student, he was a winner of the Walt Whitman Poetry Contest and has been working privately with a poet laureate, and of his own accord submitted another poem and was a winner again this year. So he's going to share his winning entry with you now.
Tomorrow, we have torn down walls before. I dream of a future without any hate and war. Of acids being thrown home, of families, for family members that to mourn. Instead, I see a beautiful cascade of colors, a sight that will bring tears to any man's face. Children living with no fear, families not being ripped apart, just for not being born. Running for police officers to gardens and homes. Shedding identities, judging and telling of anything they must go. A world with no hate is what I see. I will tear down walls with the words I choose to speak. We must unite, start to fight. It all starts with the one person's courage. Go ahead and build your walls. We will tear it down just as we had before.
Christian is a 6th grade student now at OBMS.
We would like to also recognize that Christian has been published in a number of anthologies and does do poetry readings for the public as well. So, wonderful job.
Congrats, Christian.
Mrs. Laura Gable, come on in.
So another example of our teachers going above and beyond, we recognize folks today who already applied for the Tanker Kids grants and received that. And we also have a Boston special education teacher, Julie Akron, and her teacher assistant, Jennifer Monroe, who have been selected as grant recipients for the 2019 Agricultural Innovation Grant by Suffolk County Soil and Water Conservation. Thank you so much. We do come on down and
Good evening, my name is Julie Ahern. I'm a special education teacher at Boston State. And I have the privilege of working with the world's greatest teaching assistant, Jennifer Monroe. Mrs. Monroe took it upon herself to write a grant for the Suffolk County Water Agriculture Program. And we were awarded good amount of money to grow a garden in the building courtyard, where next year we hope to be working with our students on a farm-to-table program throughout the year. So we're very excited to do that. So again, thank you very much.
All right, I'm going to give all the students the opportunity to leave now because we're about to start our honoring of our retirees and our tenure candidates. So this would be a really good time if you want to get them sometime tonight. So we're going to give you a few seconds. Thank you all for being here. Mrs. Eileen Abraham, come on down. So a few years ago, we started a tradition of just doing a proclamation for our retirees, and it's bittersweet because we know the impact that they've had on our students and on our community. So we thank them all for the work that they have done. Whereas Eileen Abraham is being celebrated for her retirement from the teaching profession, and whereas Eileen Abraham's influence on education and impact our community is immeasurable, and whereas Eileen Abraham is a compassionate and loving educator, she cares not only about what students learn, but also about the people they will become. And whereas Eileen Abraham is an esteemed colleague, she has been a mentor and a leader within the English language arts and social studies departments. And whereas Eileen Abraham is a talented educator who constantly tries to provide experiences that students will remember for a lifetime. And whereas Eileen Abraham is now able to have more time doing what she loves, traveling, reading, and enjoying the theater. Therefore, on this 11th day of June in the year 2019, the Superintendent of Schools and the Board of Education of the Connecticut Central School District of Iceland commend Eileen Abraham for dedicated service to the Connecticut community and wishes her a full and rewarding retirement. Mr. Bob Nucci, come on down. This one is especially bittersweet because Bob is the first person I met from my cabinet when I started as a superintendent 5 years ago. So this one is really close to my heart. Nucci has faithfully served the Connecticut Central School District of Islip in his role as Assistant Superintendent for Administration and Personnel for 9 years. And whereas Robert Nucci has had a long and distinguished career in the realm of human resources spanning almost 50 years. Whereas Robert Nucci has created lasting constructive relationships with all Connecticut School District bargaining units, working tirelessly to ensure that committed, engaged employees of the district work together for the betterment of all Connecticut students. And whereas Robert Nucci is a respected and dedicated administrator, sought by his colleagues for advice and wisdom, who has continually served the Connecticut School District with grace and dignity. And therefore, on this 11th day of June in the year 2019, the Superintendent of Schools and the Board of Education of the Connecticut Central School District of Islip commends Robert Nucci on his outstanding service to the Connecticut community and wishes him a full and rewarding retirement. We have two administrators who could not be here tonight, celebrating the retirement of Mark Delahee. Whereas Mark Delahee is being celebrated for his retirement from the teaching profession after 33 years in the Connecticut School District, and whereas Mark Delahee's influence on education and his impact on the Connecticut community is immeasurable, and whereas Mark Delahee is a charismatic educator who relates with students and provides them with knowledge and experience that transcends generations. And whereas Mark Delahee is a valued colleague, mentor, and friend to members of the Connecticut High School Social Studies Department, as well as student athletes and their parents. And whereas Mark Delahee is a committed educator who constantly provided experience and opportunities for students to succeed. Now, therefore, on this 11th day of June in the year 2019, the Superintendent of Schools and the Board of Education of the Connecticut Central School District of Islip commend Mark Delahee for his dedicated service to the Connecticut community and wishes him a full and rewarding retirement. This is in celebration of the retirement of Mr. Wayne Myers. Whereas Wayne Myers is being celebrated for his retirement from the teaching profession and administrative ranks, and whereas Wayne Myers' influence on education in the Connecticut High School community is immeasurable. As an educator, he has inspired his students to appreciate the English language arts and provided lessons that transcend into their everyday lives. And whereas Wayne Myers is a compassionate and loving educator, mentor, and role model, he cares not only about what his students learn, but also about the people they will become. He spent countless hours mentoring our students, facilitating emotions, and continues to inspire them long after they leave the hallways of Connecticut High School. And whereas Wayne Myers is an esteemed colleague, he has been a mentor, friend, English teacher, and a trusted member of our administrative team as a secretary assistant principal. And whereas Wayne Myers brought a different dimension to the administration at the high school, there are countless students, staff, and parents who will always remember Dance Party Fridays. Mr. Myers would greet each student and every staff member as they enter the building while playing a large selection of music ranging from 70s disco to current top 10 hits. Simple things that set the tempo for a Friday morning. And whereas Wayne Myers is now home to have more time to do what he loves, writing, reading, guiding, and inspiring people of all ages. And therefore, on this 11th day of June in the year 2019, the Superintendent of Schools and the Board of Education of the Connecticut Central School District of Islip commend Wayne Myers for his dedicated service to the Connecticut community and wishes him a full and rewarding retirement. Ms. Laura Girardi, please come on in. Whereas Laura Girardi is being celebrated for her retirement from the teaching profession, and whereas after serving the Connecticut Central School District as a speech and language teacher for 33 years, Laura has touched countless lives. Laura's influence on the students and staff is without measure. And whereas Laura Girardi is a compassionate and loving teacher who cares not only about what her students learn, but also their genuine well-being. And Laura is an esteemed colleague. She's well respected as a specialist by her peers and lends her expertise to ISD and RTI process. She's been a champion for students in need. And whereas Laura is a talented teacher, she finds creative and innovative ways to motivate students to engage with the content. It is not uncommon to find her mixing up a magic potion of bug juice or presenting a platter of colorful foods for students to taste the rainbow. And whereas Laura is a devoted wife to her husband and loving mother to her 3 sons, she is now able to have more time to enjoy what she loves, spending time with her family, traveling, and shopping for shoes. Therefore, on this 11th day of June in the year 2019, Superintendent of Schools and the Board of Education of the Connecticut Central School District of High commend Laura Pirelli for her dedicated service to the Connecticut community in which is her home and her work. So I'm just telling Pearl, really, I've heard that she has a different last name, but her last name is really Zadie, but I called her Pearl Haber forever, so. Whereas Pearl Haber Zadie is being celebrated for her retirement from the teaching profession. And whereas Pearl Haber is a reading teacher who has had a significant impact on student learning in music and language arts, she intuitively knows how to connect with her students and nurture their social and emotional development. Whereas Pearl Haber is an exceptional teacher who inspires students to embrace the love of reading and learning. Her classroom is inviting and inclusive, a place where students feel welcome and empowered. And whereas Pearl Haber is a team player and a concert professional who sets an example for others on a daily basis. She's been a vital part of school and district committees and plans special events like the Opera's holiday celebration, all in an effort to provide positive, meaningful experiences for our students and our community. And whereas Pearl Haber's unwavering commitment to her students and to her profession is admirable. Her students have benefited from her immeasurable support in strengthening their literacy skills and becoming respectful, responsible young adults. Therefore, on this 11th day of June in the year 2019, the Superintendent of Schools and the Board of Education at the Connecticut Central School District of Islip commend Pearl Haber Zadie for her dedicated service to the Connecticut community and wishes her full and rewarding retirement. Ellen Perry, would you please come on down? So this is the celebration of retirement of Ellen Perry. Whereas Ellen Perry is being celebrated for her retirement from the teaching profession, and whereas Ellen Perry's influence on education and on Alcala Middle School and Connecticut High School communities is immeasurable. And whereas Ellen Perry is a compassionate and loving teacher, she cares not only about what her students learn, but also about the people they will become. And whereas Ellen is an esteemed colleague, she has been a mentor and a leader within the science department. And Ellen is a talented teacher who constantly tries to provide scientific experience that students will remember for a lifetime. And whereas Ellen Perry is now going to spend more time doing what she loves, traveling, hiking, and enjoying the great outdoors. Now, therefore, on this 11th day of June in the year 2019, the Superintendent of Schools and the Board of Education of the Connecticut Central School District of Islip commend Ellen Perry for her dedicated service to the Connecticut community and wishes her a full and rewarding retirement. Mary Kay. in the teaching profession. And whereas Mary McKay's influence on education and the Cherokee community is immeasurable. And whereas Mary McKay is a compassionate and loving teacher who cares not only about what her students learn, but also about the people they will become. And whereas Mary McKay is an esteemed colleague, she has been a mentor and a leader within the school. And Mary is a talented educator providing engaging educational experiences that students will remember for a lifetime. And whereas now Mary McKay will have more time to do what she loves, hiking, reading, and enjoying time with her family. Now therefore, on this 11th day of June in the year 2019, the Superintendent of Schools and the Board of Education of the Connecticut Central School District of Islip commend Mary McKay for her dedicated service to the Connecticut community and wishes her a full and rewarding. Whereas Audrey Leona is being celebrated for her retirement from the teaching profession, and whereas Audrey's influence on education in the Sycamore Avenue Elementary School community is immeasurable, and whereas Audrey is a compassionate, loving teacher who cares not only about what her students learn, but also about the people they will become. Whereas Audrey Leona incorporates art, literature, and music within her instruction to broaden children's appreciation for the full world in which they live. And whereas Audrey models professional learning as an active and positive participant in the many training initiatives Connecticut has offered. And whereas Audrey Leona is an exceptional teacher who challenges young students to be the best that they can be. Whereas Audrey Leona simply enjoys children, often sharing anecdotes of how they live or laugh and bragging about their progress. And now therefore, on this 11th day of June in the year 2019, Superintendent of Schools and the Board of Education of the Connecticut Central School District of Islip commend Audrey Leona for her dedicated service to the Connecticut community and wishes her a full and rewarding retirement. Laura Mansfield. Whereas Laura Mansfield has been celebrated for her retirement from the teaching profession, and whereas Laura Mansfield's influence on education, the Sycamore Avenue Elementary School community, and the Idaho community is immeasurable, and whereas Laura Mansfield is a compassionate and loving teacher who cares not only about what her students learn, but also about the people they will become, and whereas Laura Mansfield works to ensure a culture of literacy by ensuring that Sycamore's library shelves were well stocked with high-quality literature, and more inspired children to think creatively, problem solve, and create by providing a makerspace club. And whereas Laura Mansfield taught children the value of understanding underused resources so they may become responsible researchers. And whereas Laura Mansfield, after taking children on countless journeys to the wonders of reading, will now get to enjoy her own journey into a happy, healthy, fruitful retirement. Now therefore, on this 11th day of June in the year 2019, the Superintendent of Schools and the Board of Education of the Connecticut Central School District of Islip commend Laura Mansfield for her dedicated service to the Connecticut community and wishes her a full and rewarding retirement. Diane Oliveto. Whereas Diane is being celebrated for her retirement from the teaching profession, as well as 30 years of dedicated service to the Connecticut School District. And whereas Diane's influence on education and the Idaho community is immeasurable, and her students will not forget her wonderful words of support, endless patience, motivation, and encouragement. And whereas Diane is a compassionate and loving teacher who cares not only about what her students learn, but also about the people they will become. And she always inspires her students to be the best they can be. And whereas Diane is an esteemed colleague, she has been a mentor and leader within Idle School, and everyone will miss her sense of humor and impassioned demeanor. Whereas Diane is a talented teacher who constantly tried to provide experiences that students will remember for a lifetime, and she taught not just what ought to be taught, but also what she thought her students needed to learn. And Diane is now going to have time to do more of what she loves, dancing, Zumba classes, and spending much deserved time with her family and friends. As you retire, take a moment to stroll through the beloved Bowling of Idle Hour. You will hear every nook and corner sadly whisper, "You're listening." Therefore, on this 11th day of June in the year 2019, the Superintendent of Schools and the Board of Education of the Connecticut Central School District of Islip commend Diane for her dedicated service to the Connecticut community. We wish her a full and rewarding retirement. Eileen Lang. Eileen is being celebrated for her retirement from the teaching profession, as well as 20 years of dedicated service to the Connecticut School District. And Eileen's influence on education and the Idle Hour and Duffield communities is immense, and her students will long remember her favorite picture books and her animated Viva Labs. And whereas Eileen is a kind-hearted and devoted teacher, she cares deeply about the whole child. She's devoted to providing a rich literacy environment using a variety of book selections which teach life lessons while encouraging students to ponder the big questions. And whereas Eileen is an esteemed colleague, developing good relationships have been the basis of her career in library education. Her passion, enthusiasm, and winning smile is ever present each and every day. Her flexibility and ability to adjust to a new plan at a moment's notice taught us that there is only one important time, and that time is now. And whereas Eileen is a talented teacher who constantly tries to create enjoyable experiences that students will remember for a lifetime, and her book talks and book clubs have inspired students to read exceptional literature year after year. As you retire, remember no one can really say goodbye to you because you remain finely etched in the hearts of your students, colleagues, and the families you have touched. And whereas Eileen is now going to have more time to do what she loves, having more time with family and friends, reading great books at the Starbucks Cafe, and traveling the world. Now, therefore, on this 11th day of June in the year 2019, the Superintendent of Schools and the Board of Education of the Connecticut Central School District of Islip commend Eileen for her dedicated service to the Connecticut community. We wish you a full and rewarding retirement. Donna Marie Boyle. Donna Marie. So we're celebrating your retirement in Donna Marie Boyle. Where Donna Marie is being celebrated for her retirement in the teaching profession, and whereas Donna Marie's influence on education and the Wacaco Middle School and Connecticut High School communities is immeasurable. And whereas Donna Marie Boyle is a compassionate and loving educator, she cares not only about what her students learn, but also about the people they will become. Whereas Donna Marie Boyle is an esteemed colleague, she has been a mentor and a leader within the Family and Student Science Department. And Donna Marie is a talented educator who constantly tries to provide experiences that students will remember for a lifetime. Whereas now Donna Marie will have more time to do what she loves, traveling and enjoying the beach. Now, therefore, on this 11th day of June in the year 2019, the Superintendent of Schools and the Board of Education of the Connecticut Central School District of Islip commend Donna Boyle for her dedicated service to the Connecticut community and wishes her full and rewarding retirement. Portia Williams. Whereas Marsha Williams is being celebrated for her retirement from the teaching profession. And whereas Marsha Williams' influence on education and on the Connecticut High School community is immeasurable. Whereas Marsha is a compassionate and loving teacher, caring not only about what her students learn, but also about the people they will become. Whereas Marsha is an esteemed colleague, she's been a mentor and a leader within the health and physical education departments. Whereas Marsha is a talented teacher who constantly strives to provide lessons and experiences that students will remember for a lifetime. And whereas Marsha will have time to do what she loves. On this 11th day of June in the year 2019, the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education, and the Connecticut Central School District of Iceland commend Marsha Williams for her dedicated service to the Connecticut community and wishes her forward to the board. Donna Dean Halley, are you here? Whereas Donna Dean Halley is being celebrated for her 30-plus years as a Connecticut Central School District Italian teacher. And whereas Donna's influence on the community is represented by the strength of the Italian program and its many graduates who have had the pleasure of having her as a teacher and mentor over the years. And whereas Donna Dean is a compassionate and dedicated teacher, her energy and enthusiasm for teaching Italian was pervasive in her class. Students formed close bonds with her and each other while learning Italian, and as Dean Halley took the time to encourage them to succeed both inside and outside the classroom. Some, such as our very own Spanish teacher, Lucio Arias, have come back as teachers themselves to do in part to this Dean Halley. And whereas Donna Dean Halley is a valued and honored colleague, she's been a mentor and a leader in the world language department, and has oftentimes been found encouraging colleagues to join outside committees and advocate for the Italian language. And whereas Donna Dean Halley will be remembered by all as someone whose passion for Italian and support for the world languages went well beyond our expectations, and her ideals will continue to influence and enhance the Connecticut World Language Department. And whereas Donna Dean Halley's legacy starts here. Now therefore, on this 11th day of June in the year 2019, the Superintendent of Schools and the Board of Education and the Connecticut Central School District of Iceland commend Donna Dean Halley for her dedicated service to the Connecticut community in which is her full and real retirement.
Good evening, everyone. I have the honor and the privilege of speaking about three of our very distinguished clerical staff members in the district. This first one is exceptionally difficult for me because I knew her as a friend and co-worker in HR. Are any members of Gina Bowman's family with us tonight? Please come. I first met Gina when I came here in 2010, 9 years ago, and she was my secretary in the benefits office, and she was such a gracious, patient, and loving person, and she dealt particularly well. I'm sure those of you who are retired and you have issues with Medicare and pensions and so forth, you need someone who's going to listen to you, and Gina did that and a whole lot more. In 2014, she came to the high school and worked with one of the assistant principals at the time, Wayne Myers. She retired and unfortunately passed in April of this year after a long illness. But Gina, I know you worked there, I want to say thank you for all you've done and all you've meant to this district. Claudia has been over 20 years of dedicated service as a secretary in the main office of the high school. And any of you who ever entered the main office know there's a lot of frenetic activity, and it takes an exceptionally dedicated person to work that desk. And I want to again say thank you for all your dedicated service to Claudia. Our retiree is actually my colleague, Dean Middleton's secretary, Debbie Keneal. Debbie, unfortunately, is not able to be with us tonight. To know Debbie is to know organization, to know how to work diligently with people, to get everything in order. She has been over 20 years of service to this district, and I think Dean would agree that she is a mainstay in his office. And I want to thank Debbie for all their devoted service to Connecticut.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity tonight to speak about a few of the individuals from the business facility department who have retired over the past year. I apologize up front for not having the same flowery proclamations for them. I hope they forgive me for that. As I read each of the names, they please come up if they've been able to join us tonight. Mr. Paul Hansen, Mr. Joseph Burns, Mr. William Softy, and Mr. Frank Solano. So at the time of Mr. Hansen's departure from the district, he left the high school as a custodian after 24 years experience. Mr. Burns and Mr. Softy both retired from the grounds department with 34 and 30 years respectively. And Mr. Stewart retired after 12 years. Mr. Stewart retired after 12 years as a maintenance mechanic after his storied career at Grumman's, doing some of the models and some of the detail work that came out of Grumman's. In my opinion, these individuals are some of the true unsung heroes of the district who dedicated themselves and worked behind the scenes to provide the best environment for everyone throughout the district. Please take a moment once again to join me in thanking them for their dedication and wish them the greatest success and happiness in their retirement.
It is my privilege to be able to congratulate the retirements we have of bus drivers and our assistant bus dispatcher. I can't think back on my own elementary experience, especially, without thinking fondly of a bus driver who taught us songs, who sang in harmony with each other, who taught us rules and manners and how to be safe and orderly. So, his name is Red. I hadn't even had a nickname for him. When I asked Mr. Garber, who is the transportation supervisor, how he feels about Kennecott bus drivers, and to describe them. He told me that the number one characteristic they possess is dedication. They're extremely caring about the children. It's always about the children to them. And he said, patient. They were very patient. Went on to tell me that the community knows our bus drivers. That's why they're so important to us, because the community knows them. They're part of the community, part of the family. Just as the community knows the mailman, they know their bus driver. And the most important community, the most meaningful thing that speaks volumes is that they entrust their children to our bus drivers to bring them safely to school. So I have a number of bus drivers who are retiring, and those of you who are here, would you please come forward? We have a number of people here. So I wanted to start with Patricia Bryant. So Mr. Barber put together some words about you, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about each of you retirees. You've been here 34 years as a bus driver. Pat loves children and animals. She lives in Bohemia and has owned horses all her life. Pat used to give hay rides to the neighborhood children around holidays. And to this day, she is up early in the morning taking care of her horses and her two favorite donkeys, Mike and Molly. I don't think Debbie Bott is here, but I'll give you my little story about her. Debbie has served as a Connecticut bus driver and as our office staff person. She's a window person, right? Isn't that what we refer to her? She's a window person. That's the fancy title we give her, but she was a very important person working here. Even on the worst day, Debbie can bring a smile to your face. That is very true. Her can-do attitude always got us through busy times. She was always singing while she worked and just made the office a fun place to be. Before Debbie left, she made little pictures of herself all around the office so the staff would find them during the year after she was gone, usually in her calendar with a birthday wish. Then we have Veronica Regnick. I love Veronica. 34 years at Connecticut, always smiling. Ronnie is loved so much by everyone. Ronnie loves to drive a bus and loves the kids. She is always the first to say hello good morning to Grace every Wednesday. So congratulations. Sonia Tasso retired in her position as assistant dispatcher. Prior to that, she was a bus driver. She served 20 years at Connecticut. She was an ex-hairdresser, and I'll never forget it. There, she told me that too. She always wanted to be a lawyer. She moved to South Carolina to be with her daughter and her grandchildren. Mitchell Dennis. Mitchell is friendly and caring. He loves driving a bus. He's a minister. And he loves to bake. He's always bringing baked goods in for everyone. Mitchell, I always found you to be very respectful, very warm. You've always touched my heart. Rosemary Capellino. Rosemary has worked for Connecticut for 25 years. She's a friendly and caring person. She sings in the church choir. What section is this?
Alan now. And younger results of that.
Yeah, me too. But I don't think he's in the church choir. And performs in the Christmas musical at Creative Ministries every year. Just in your church. Oh, okay, well, that's another job. That's wonderful. And you love to cook as well. Yes, so thank you very much. Leroy County. 11 years. As a bus driver, Leroy was known as Mr. Clean. Everyone loved when Leroy used the bus because when they got it back, it was spotless. Leroy is always a sharp dresser. We see that here today, and always has a funny story to tell. And I know you're a special helper to Jim, our custodian. I say you hand that after what I do every day, looking at his garbage and home again. And you help me in a few emergencies too. So thank you very much. Elaine Como served 15 years at Connecticut as a bus driver. Elaine loved the children and was a people person. Elaine's colorful personality always made it fun to be around her. Dean Walensky worked for 22 years at Connecticut as a bus driver. He loves to shop and shops for everyone. He's always reliable and strives for perfect attendance points. He loved working here so much that he's come back as a driver assistant, so he's good to see him. John Menzel, he worked 6 years at Connecticut. He is a retired day constable as well. Now he's retired from Connecticut. He's always trying to help himself. So thank you all so much. Nancy Phillips is retiring this year after 34 years of service. She has been a Connecticut Food Service worker since September 1st, 1985. Nancy's worked in the high school kitchen her entire career with us. When she started, the lunches were delivered to the classrooms with a dumbwaiter system, which was a pulling machine to get them to the second floor where someone was waiting to grab them. Nancy made the pizzas every day, and she's been making these pizza ovens since. Once the kitchen was updated in 2003, she went on to be at the deli station where she chopped little vegetables and made all the salads. Nancy is looking forward to retirement and spending time with her husband, kids, and grandkids. Without the ladies here, our students would not be able to get through the day. They are our unsung heroes. Their quiet passion for students lead our students throughout the day. They guide our students. They greet them at the door. They say goodbye at the end of the day. They support us in our classroom, and I just have to say, thank you for all you do.
Good evening, everyone. So it's my pleasure that I'd like to introduce a few of our special education staff members who are being recognized for tenure. First up, Samantha Barilla. Come on up. September of 2016, and immediately made a positive impact, not only in the classroom, but outside as well. Ms. Barilla holds school certification in special education and English, and has become a valued member of not only the special education department, but the ELA department as well. Ms. Barilla has recently taught English for Teaching 9 and has worked very well with her partner, and has really been very supportive to the 9th graders as they enter the high school. She works diligently to support the reading and writing process. She utilizes her lab support to really build this capacity of our students, and has really done a tremendous job. Dr. Adams, I present you with Ms. Samantha Barilla to you as a candidate for tenure in the Connecticut Central School District. Mr. Brian Bellafiore. Mr. Bellafiore has been a probationary special teacher at Connecticut High School for the past 4 years. Mr. Bellafiore holds certificates in special education as well as social studies. He's been a valued member of both departments. Mr. Bellafiore also has a willingness to volunteer and support not only students in the classroom, but outside as well. Mrs. Bellafiore has served as class advisor, currently the 11th grade class advisor. He puts countless hours in that capacity, and really helps to support students to make sure that they're having a positive year and fun experiences both in the classroom and after the classroom. His dedication to our students on and off the field is commendable. As coach, Mr. Bellafiore supports students in the high school lacrosse team and middle school lacrosse team. He's earned a place amongst the staff here at Connecticut High School. Dr. Adams, I present Mr. Brian Bellafiore to you as a candidate for tenure in the Connecticut School District. both in the special education department and the sciences, with certifications in chemistry and biology. Ms. Mongan has really worked very hard to support the science needs and special education needs of our students. She's kind, she's supportive, she puts countless hours in to ensure the success. She also volunteers her time for school events, works tirelessly to make sure that our students have the most positive experience they could possibly have. Dr. Adams, I present Ms. Laura Mongan as a candidate for tenure in the Connecticut School District. Mr. Thomas? John Thomas? In September 2016, again making a positive impact right away. Mr. Thomas initially worked as a life skills special education teacher, working with some of our most impaired students. In that role, Mr. Thomas supported not only students in the classroom, but outside as well, volunteering his time to help support his students so they can be inclusive in high school activities such as the prom, senior barbecue, as well as graduation. Mr. Thomas works diligently to provide inclusive activities, including the craft fair, organizing different activities to help make sure the students have a well-rounded experience. Most recently, Mr. Thomas has taught global studies, holding a certification in social studies as well. Mr. Thomas has become a valued member of the Department in Special Education and Social Studies as well. Dr. Adams, I present Mr. Thomas to you as a candidate for tenure in the Connecticut Central School District. Ms. Buchanan, Courtney. Ms. Buchanan works as a school psychologist in the high school. Ms. Buchanan has worked in this capacity starting as a leave replacement in the 2015-2016 school year. Immediately, Ms. Buchanan has stood out as a mature, student-centered advocate, displaying excellent communication skills. Her innate skills allow her to connect positively with students, parents, and staff. Ms. Buchanan is a positive contributor to building activities such as the instructional support team. Her interventions and support have become well appreciated at the high school. Ms. Buchanan has demonstrated highly effective since her original appointment. Ms. Buchanan has served in the capacity supporting students not only in the classroom but out of the classroom as well. She supports many activities, including sporting events, plays, proms, senior trips. Ms. Buchanan is a valued member of the psychologist department. It's a positive voice and influence on the department. Dr. Adams, I present Ms. Courtney Buchanan to you as a candidate for tenure in the Connecticut School District. Mr. Mora? I don't believe Mr. Mora is joining us. Okay. Mr. Mora is a probationary special ed teacher in the Connecticut School District. He's worked with us for the past 4 years. Originally working in OBMS Middle School, Mr. Mora worked in the social studies and special education departments. More recently, Mr. Mora has led the restorative academic program in the high school. Mr. Mora has helped create an initiative and new program there. His desire to make this program successful is only matched by his dedication to his students. He puts countless hours in to ensure students have the best high school experience possible. Mr. Mora also coached both middle school and high school lacrosse. His dedication to students on and off the field is commendable. Dr. Adams, I present Mr. Matthew Mora to you as a candidate for tenure. Okay, Ms. Ecke can't join us today, however, I'll read. Ms. Ecke joined the Connecticut Central School District in September 2016. She made an immediate impact in the high school. Ms. Ecke holds certifications in special education and math. While at the high school, Ms. Ecke has taught a variety of classes, and most recently integrated algebra. This course culminates in the Regents exam. Ms. Ecke has proven very effective in allowing students that have difficulties in classes to be successful on this important Regents. Ms. Ecke is always available to support her students, even on free periods if not
not that unusual or uncommon to see her tutoring her students. Ms. Eggy is flexible, up to the challenge, and helps to support students outside the classroom as well. She serves as coach of middle school basketball team, unified basketball team, and as advisor of the JSA club. In those roles, she provides experience that are inclusive for students, provide unity and awareness, and allows for students to have fun outside the classroom. Ms. Eggy is truly an asset to the district. Dr. Adams, I present Ms. Sarah Eggy, candidate for tenure. That's one, I promise. So, Mr. Rossimo? Anyone Rossimo? It is my pleasure to submit a recommendation for tenure for Mr. Rossimo. Danielle began her teaching career at Boston Elementary School and has since worked at OBMS Middle School working with our life skills students. Mr. Rossimo's commitment to her students and to the life skills program is commendable. She supports and advocates for our students throughout every aspect of their intellectual, social, and emotional development. Mr. Rossimo differentiates her instruction to meet her students' needs, is passionate about the instruction that she provides. She communicates with parents, supports her students, and is a great colleague to her staff that work in the building. She's an extraordinary worker, a consummate professional. And I'm confident that Danielle will continue to be a valuable member of the Connecticut learning community and a positive influence. Dr. Adams, I present Mr. Rossimo for you, Mr. Rossimo to you as a candidate for tenure.
Mr. Pollock?
Ms. Laura User, come on down. Laura has served as the Youth Family Service Coordinator, social worker here at Sigmar Elementary School for now 4 years. When she first came aboard, she was following someone who's been there, who was there for 34 years and really made a huge impression on the community. She has big shoes to fill, but she has certainly filled those shoes and has created her own path with wonderful relationships with kids, with parents, with teachers. She is someone who parents can go to for any issue, as you can imagine, many issues that a social worker may need to face. She is supportive of teachers who just want to do the very, very best for their students, but need the extra support of the social worker. Laura's also been, by the nature of the position, very tough situations with her Child Protective Services, doing home visits. She is always on the forefront of these decisions in the best interest of the child. Every single thing she does is for the best interest of children, and really our most needy children in the school. So it's a great pleasure, Dr. Adams, that I present Laura as a candidate for tenure. Ms. Virginia Harris, will you please come on up? To your relief, Virginia told me to be very short and sweet, so I will try my best to do that. I'll start before she gets here. Virginia's been teaching our fourth grade, one of our fourth grade special education classes at Sycamore for 4 years now. Well, first year, possibly 3 years at Sycamore. She was here at the beginning of the start of this integrated program in Sycamore, and she's been a huge part of its success. One of the first things I realized about Regina during one of our first observation lessons, we were sitting and we were talking about it, and when I wanted to make a recommendation for her, she just kind of leans in as if she wants to really hear what I have to say, and it really spoke a lot of Regina because she is truly a reflective practitioner. She always wants to do it, but she's constantly looking to learn. And that has not changed, and she continues to grow to be a really wonderful, caring teacher. And if you watch her with kids, you just love the way she talks to kids. Like every child in the class gets a little bit, something a little different from Regina, just what they need. So she is, it is a pleasure for me, Dr. Adams, to present her candidacy for tenure. Thank you.
Mrs. Laura Hill, please come on down.
It's my pleasure to recommend several candidates for attendance this evening. The first one is Brianna Gillum, a school psychologist who is actually home because she just recently had a baby on Saturday. So she unfortunately is not here. But as a school psychologist for Edward D. Foster Elementary School at Camp Alternative Preschool, Dr. Gillum has provided excellent support to the students and families through services. She has built strong relationships with her colleagues, earning their respect with the skill to support. She responds readily to students in crisis and has worked consistently to build strong family and community relationships. Her calm and neutral approach serves to help de-escalate volatile situations while simultaneously providing support to her colleagues. Dr. Gillum has excellent clinical skills, and she applies these skills in group and individual counseling. She is patient and kind, building rapport with her students. She is an excellent communicator and contributes important information and insight to CSE and team meetings. Dr. Gillum has extensive knowledge of testing and interpretation of test results. She takes on a leadership role at team meetings, providing specific suggestions for strategies and interventions to help students reach their full academic potential. Dr. Gillum is highly respected at Foster Elementary for her professional, thorough, and skilled approach. She responds to families and students in class quickly, counted on to follow up as needed. She is an excellent psychologist who can be counted on as a resource to the building, team, students, and families. She is an asset to Connecticut Central School District. And it is with great pleasure and confidence that I present Dr. Brianna Gillum to grant tenure as a school psychologist. Colleen Malone, would you join me? I am continually impressed by Mrs. Malone's skill, passion, and commitment to the students of our school. Mrs. Malone is an exemplary professional working tirelessly for the benefit of her students. Her calm and supportive demeanor has a positive influence on our school culture. It is evident by her rapport with students, families, colleagues, and administrators. She genuinely cares for others. Mrs. Malone began her career as a substitute teacher for our district, taking on several long-term leave replacements before being appointed as a probationary classroom teacher at OSU. For the first 3 years, she served as a fifth grade teacher, working collaboratively with her colleague, Mrs. Selesky, and providing excellent instruction to prepare our students for middle school. This year, Mrs. Malone embraced a new challenge when she was asked to lead a class of kindergartners. Mrs. Malone not only rose to the challenge, but she diligently learned the new curriculum for reading, writing, and math. Providing a solid foundation for literacy and mathematics, her students have blossomed under the tutelage. They are happy, successful, and eager to learn. In terms of instruction, Mrs. Malone sets high standards for her students and then provides them with the tools they need to be successful. She provides lessons that are clear, explicit, and cognitively engaging. Her plans reflect extensive knowledge of content as well as the subtle ways in which children learn. She adapts lessons to meet the needs of her students, seeking out resources and advocating for students with special needs. She successfully integrates technology into her lessons and is here to utilize the iPads to implement a web-based literacy pilot. Mrs. Malone is a teacher who consistently presents herself in a professional manner. Her attendance and punctuality are beyond reproach, and she is frequently the last teacher to leave the building at the end of the day. Mrs. Malone also has demonstrated her commitment not only to the students in her class, but school-wide. For the past 2 years, she's been a member of the site-based management team at Boston, working collaboratively on shared leadership with parents. She has written several CFAC grants, providing yoga to fifth graders and flexible seating options to kindergarten. Our students are fortunate to have Mrs. Malone as a full-time elementary teacher at Victor Boston Elementary. She is an asset to our school, the district, and the greater community. It is with great confidence that I recommend Mrs. Colleen Malone be granted tenure for elementary education. Finally, Mrs. Handler. As a building psychologist at Edward J. Boston Elementary School, Mrs. Handler has excellent clinical skills, and she applies these skills through group and individual counseling. She is patient and kind, building rapport with the students, and students seek out her assistance and enjoy spending time in her office. Mrs. Handler is adept at providing students with strategies to reduce anxiety and express their feelings. She has frequent contact with parents, keeping them informed about testing meetings and updates regarding student progress. Mrs. Handler responds appropriately to students in crisis. Her calm and neutral approach serves to help de-escalate situations. Mrs. Handler collaborates with colleagues about programs and frequently communicates with administrators. Mrs. Handler's assessment of students has been helpful in creating comprehensive plans to assist students both academically, socially, and emotionally. Mrs. Handler has extensive knowledge of testing and interpretation of test results. She oversees the referral process at BOSSI, ensuring that all procedures are in compliance with Part 200 regulations. Mrs. Handler contributes to the overall school climate. She manages our school-wide positive behavior intervention supports. She maintains the bulletin board and tracks individual class progress. This year, Mrs. Handler was appointed as the coordinator of our instructional support team in response to the district's RTI initiative. Her leadership has resulted in an improved RTI process at BOSSI, as well as a reduction of referrals to special education. Mrs. Handler plays an integral role at BOSSI Elementary. She is always professional, always willing to assist. She responds to families, students, and colleagues quickly and can be counted on to follow up as needed. Mrs. Handler is well respected by her colleagues and is an asset to Connect Our Central School District. It is with great confidence I recommend Mrs. Alyssa Handler be granted as tenure school psychologist.
Mr. Joseph Lucado.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to ask Miss Elizabeth Pickett to come on down. Okay, so Liz is one of the most passionate teachers that I've ever met. I can prattle on and on about the many things that Liz does for our schools. For example, she assists in the high school marching band as a director, one of the directors. She's conducted our 6th grade fall hops and spring concert. She's prepared and rehearsed and conducted the 6th grade jazz band. For the spring jazz band, she's prepared 26 students in NISMA, 6th and 7th grade band to march, and Bohemia did great. I could go on and on. Liz is a stick of dynamite, okay, and that is really the truth. What sticks with me the most is when I walk through the building and go through the halls and I hear the music that comes out of the room. And when I'm walking through the building and I hear in an auditorium music that's going on, she's serving some of students that need the most help in our building. And she was preparing them for a talent show. And they were all involved, some of our life skills kids, and they were doing a whole rehearsal, and Liz has been rehearsing with them with some other kids, and I just couldn't help but jump up and get involved because your enthusiasm, your love is just contagious. And I have to say, Liz doesn't only love music, she loves kids, she loves teaching, but I think the best ingredient that you have, Liz, is that you love teaching kids, and you need that to be a great teacher. So Dr. Adams, I have to ask you, I'm going to present Mrs. Elizabeth Pickett for candidate for tenure this year.
Mrs. Gillette, please come on up. Good evening. I'd like to recommend the following teachers for tenure from Cherokee Street Elementary. First, start with Caitlin Murray-Gallo, who will join me now. Caitlin Murray-Gallo is a true professional. She is a well-prepared teacher who plans carefully to ensure instruction that inspires learning. She delivers instruction with skill and thoughtfulness. She fosters a safe and nurturing learning environment. Caitlin Murray-Gallo is a Connecticut alumni, remembered in high school as a soccer and lacrosse varsity athlete. In addition to her role as a fourth grade teacher at Cherokee, she is a respected middle school lacrosse coach and a junior varsity girls soccer coach. And we are honored to recommend her for tenure. Courtney Sano, please come up. Courtney Sano is an excellent planner, preparing lessons that are both challenging and reinforcing. Working closely with her co-teacher in second grade, she cultivates a warm and engaging classroom environment. She continually refines her craft as a reflective instructor. Courtney Sano began her Connecticut school district career 9 years ago as a teacher's aide at Duffield, moving to Cherokee the following year. Soon after, she began student teaching under Cherokee's finest special education teachers and quickly became a sought-after substitute. As a second grade integrated co-teacher at Cherokee for the last 4 years, she brings much passion, professionalism, and love to our school community. Congratulations.
Oh, yay!
Jennifer Rick, please come in. Jennifer Rick has taught integrated co-teaching for 4 years, first at Duffield and now at Cherokee. She works with a fourth grade co-teacher to prepare lessons that are both engaging and enriching. She fosters trust from her students and always sees the positive in every individual. She draws from a wide range of instructional experience, giving her students a firm foundation of understanding. She's also a proud mother of 2 and loves spending time with her family and camping. Thank you, congratulations. Ms. Susan White, please come on down. Good evening, everyone. Sarah Nino, come on down.
outstanding first grade teacher at John Pearl Elementary School. Ms. Menino works collaboratively with her colleagues to provide the most effective program to meet the academic and social needs of her students. Ms. Menino has participated in staff development opportunities provided by the Connecticut School District. Ms. Menino applies for New Learning into her first grade program. During staff development sessions and throughout the school year, Ms. Menino shares student work, her expertise, and experiences with her colleagues. Ms. Menino understands the importance of working as a team to provide the best education for all students. She is a member of the building and district committees. Parents appreciate her kind and nurturing approach, which is part of her strong academic program. For these reasons, Dr. Adams, please let me present Ms. Sarah Marino as candidate for tenure at Connecticut.
Mrs. Christina Poppy, please come on in. Good evening. It is with great pride that I present to you Melissa Moynihan as a candidate for tenure. Mrs. Moynihan is a consummate professional who is dedicated to the Connecticut community and improving her instructional craft. As an English teacher at Connecticut High School, Ms. Moynihan has maintained collegial, supportive relationships with members of the faculty and administration alike. Her communication with students and their parents and guardians is both proactive and consistent. In Mrs. Moynihan's classroom, students are afforded opportunities for differentiated learning and support. Professionally, Mrs. Moynihan lives in a consistent and persistent state of professional inquiry. She has demonstrated a desire to deepen her ownership of her own professional craft in launching the AP Seminar course as a 10th grade English option for our students here. She remains reflective in her practice and seeks feedback from her students, colleagues, and supervising administrators. Ms. Moynihan's commitment to Connecticut High School extends beyond the traditional school day. Amongst numerous contributions, she is a night school instructor, and she has assumed the role of a 4-year advisor to Connecticut's class of 2019. It is my sincere pleasure to recommend Mrs. Moynihan as a candidate for tenure in the Connecticut Central School District. Dr. Mary Wilson, please come on in.
Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to present Ms. Alicia Tramontano for tenure this evening. She's actually home with a brand new baby. But I would like to tell you about her service to Connecticut. She has been in Connecticut since 2012. She started with us as a 8th grade physical science lead replacement teacher at Ronkonkoma. The next year she served as a part-time chemistry teacher. She followed that in the following year to filling a short lead replacement in living environment honors. And finally, in 2015, we were able to hire her as a probationary science teacher, and she's been teaching chemistry at Connecticut High School since 2015. Ms. Tramontano is skilled as both a chemistry and a biology teacher, but most importantly, she's skilled in the way she works with students. She creates a welcoming environment in her classroom, and she never gives up on her students. Chemistry can be a very difficult class for students, particularly for those that have not reached the ability to think abstractly. Ms. Tramontano includes demonstrations, hands-on activities, laboratory activities, and visuals in order to try to help her students understand what they cannot see. Ms. Tramontano is flexible and appreciates the opportunity to work with other teachers. In addition to her colleagues in Connecticut, she frequently collaborates with teachers in other schools. By creating her own professional learning community, Ms. Tramontano demonstrates that she is always interested in learning new things to improve her practice. The work that Ms. Tramontano has done over the years, combined with her ability to get the best from her students, is so impressive that she will be joining the Science Research Program in 2019-2020 and teaching a section in our Science Research 1 class, in addition to her Regents chemistry classes. Dr. Adams, it's my pleasure to present Ms. Alicia Tramontano as a candidate for tenure in the Connecticut School District.
Mrs. Monica Manzi, please come on in.
Hello again. I'm here to talk about Dr. Kelly Seebeck. Dr. Kelly Seebeck has been special education administrator for the last 4 years, serving in the capacity of a CSE chair. Dr. Seebeck is assigned to middle school and high school age students who attend both in-district and out-of-district programs. Dr. Seebeck has embraced her role and has met the job description with success. She's a thoughtful administrator who is able to address the varying needs and abilities of our special education students. Dr. Seebeck's meeting preparation and role at the CSE table reflects an understanding of her students' grade requirements as well as her students' IEPs. Dr. Seebeck has a positive rapport with her students, her parents, and colleagues. Her communications are clear and her student assessments are accurate. She's an asset to the special education department. It's without reservation, I recommend Dr. Seebeck for tenure.
Mr. Dean Milliman, please come on down.
So I have the pleasure of recommending 3 administrators for standing tonight. First, Ms. Louise Burke. Mrs. Louise Burger is completing her probationary period as the Director of Mathematics in the Connecticut Central School District. Ms. Burger came into this position with numerous years of experience in Connecticut as a teacher, department chairperson, assistant principal, and now district director. During her tenure in Connecticut, Ms. Burger led the adoption and transition to math and focus at the elementary level and Envision 2.0 at the middle school level. She has worked with staff to explore different acceleration pathways for our students, and at Connecticut High School, she has worked tirelessly to enhance our computer science coursework for all students. And beginning this year, our Computer Science Academy. This academy will provide students with an opportunity to minor in the area of study prior to their high school graduation. Finally, she established the first ever book talk with the mathematics department, reading the book Mathematical Mindsets. Ms. Burger consistently seeks out opportunities to further her knowledge so that she continues to be an effective educational leader. Ms. Burger is Connecticut through and through. She has devoted her entire professional career to improving our district and the education for our students. Ms. Burger is an asset to the entire Connecticut family. It is without reservation that I recommend Mrs. Louise Burger for tenure. Mrs. Karen Wilson. Mrs. Karen Moser is completing her probationary period as the Administrator for Student Support and Data in the Connecticut Central School District. Since her appointment, it has been my unique pleasure to work with her on a daily basis to provide a sound, productive, and supportive program of educational excellence. During her tenure at Connecticut, Ms. Moser supported the rollout of Teachers College Units of Study for Writing. In conjunction with this work, Ms. Moser was a key member of the district's literacy leadership team. Ms. Moser continued to move the district's response to intervention initiative forward during her tenure. She arranged for a nationally recognized RTI expert to work with our administrative and instructional staff, and under Ms. Moser's leadership, over 40 teachers spent 4 days of their summer refining their knowledge of RTI and creating the first ever district RTI toolkit to be used in all elementary classrooms. As the district data coordinator, Ms. Moser created procedures and aligned best practices for the collection and reporting of all our state data. As evidence, Ms. Moser consistently seeks out opportunities to further her knowledge so that she can continue to grow as an effective educational leader within our district. Mrs. Moser is an asset to the entire Knapp family. It is without reservation that I recommend Mrs. Karen Moser for tenure. Mrs. Christina Poppy. Mrs. Christina Poppy is completing her probationary period as the director of English Language Arts in the Knapp Central School District. While Ms. Poppy came into this position with a seemingly innate sense of what it means to be a successful administrator, I have watched her continually grow as she has developed into an excellent leader for our district. During her tenure at Knapp, Ms. Poppy has demonstrated a deep understanding of pedagogy, leadership, child development, and school culture. She led the planning, implementation, and professional development for our elementary literacy program, co-chaired the district literacy committee, as well as the literacy leadership team. She introduced a very successful program at Knapp High School, our AP Capstone program, and she has renewed our library literacy celebration. She successfully continued our middle school writing project and expanded it to the high school. A good leader realizes that a school is only successful if the entire system in which it operates. Ms. Poppy is a team player who has contributed mightily to all district-wide programs and initiatives. Mrs. Poppy is an asset to the entire Knapp family. It is without reservation that I recommend Mrs. Christina Poppy for tenure.
So I'm going to ask all candidates for tenure to come and stand right here, please. Mrs. Ogles is trustee to the Board of Education of the Knapp Central School District of Iceland. All of the candidates have successfully participated in a rigorous teacher academy and successfully completed their probationary period. All have been deemed highly effective educators who will continue to positively impact the lives of Knapp students. I hereby present the Knapp School District candidates for tenure and my enthusiastic recommendation that you vote for all of them for tenure. Mrs. Ogles, please call for a motion to vote on our tenure candidates.
I need a motion in a second to give tenure to our candidates that are presented in front of us.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody. On three, I'll take a few. Congratulations.
Way to go, guys.
We'll take recess to enjoy the state before we move back to the agenda. Congratulations, tenure candidates.
I need a motion to suspend the this meeting.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion to enter into the audit.
Motion.
Audit? Audit committee. Audit committee. Motion, people are second.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
I'd like to introduce to you, please, Mrs. Alexandria Battaglia. She's a certified public accountant and a partner in the accounting and audit firm of R.S. Abrams, and she's been waiting here a very long time to present her internal audit risk assessment report. Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. So this is our first year as the internal auditors for the Connecticut School District. How we do our initial risk assessment is there's about like 20 different areas that we go into detail. So we interview the staff that's involved in that, and we also test those controls to make sure that you have those controls that are in place working. And then how we assess it is we basically put it into high, moderate, or low risk. I'm happy to report that you don't have any high-risk items. So the moderate risk items are some things that, just to bring to your attention to improve the district's internal controls. And then the low risk items, in addition to bringing to your attention what recommendations we have, we also document all your controls that you have in place to show you that, what good procedures that you have in place. So the first one was the moderate risk, and that was in the governance and control environment. By Commissioner's recommendation that the board does need to receive revenue and probation status reports for all the funds, not just the general fund, so and on a monthly basis. The trial balances, as it's not required to be reported to the board on a monthly basis, but it's just a recommendation by the controller's office, so that we bring that to your attention as well as the cash flow projections. And then we did know that there's one policy that's legally required by education law that we need you to put into place so that you have required policies. The next area is the accounting and reporting. So we just noted that the school lunch fund does have a negative fund balance. Although we did note that the fund balance deficit did decrease. So it was from last year, 2017 at $122,000, and it did decrease to $85,000. And also your general fund balance is over the 4% for the past 3 years as well. And that also has been decreasing that amount as well.
What is it now? What is it now?
It was 5.18.
And it was higher?
It used to be a lot higher.
Yes. In 2017, it was, I think, 11 million over, and then for 2018, 2.2. I don't know where you are as of right now.
We'll be at the 4%.
Thank you.
The next area was the benefits, so just to put a procedure in place so the district basically waits for the retirees to contact the district if there's any changes within their contact or eligibility information. So we say that you should be more proactive and put a procedure in place for that. And also to have established written policies on how to, what policies and procedures you're going to implement. The next area was the extra classroom activity funds. So we did know that there was 2 out of 15 cash disbursements, and that was at the Ronkonkoma Middle School, that there was no student involvement, so the student didn't sign off on the cash disbursement form. All the action packages were not properly canceled at both middle schools, so basically we just need a stamp that's saying that it was paid, so it's an easy fix for that one. And then we do use forms, cash receipts forms, but they're not pre-numbered, so just pre-numbered gives you a stronger internal control. The next area is the information technology, so just that there was no, you do have audit trail reports, and that's something good to monitor and document the review of the audit trail, so you can see who any user activity, if there's anything unusual there. Then there are certain employees within the business office staff that have the ability to delete journal entries, and there should never be a delete. So we just need to get that turned off.
So no one should have to go to?
No, you shouldn't, no, it shouldn't be. So you could add, which is fine, I think you just add a new journal entry if you need to correct the journal entry. This way it shows the order trail. And then the last one was the disaster recovery policy. I know that you are in the process, so we just need to have a formal documented disaster recovery plan.
The rest of the areas are all low risk, so like I said, I'm happy we just really documented all the controls that you should have in place so that you can see the controls that you have in place for that. So after we do our initial risk assessment, we recommend to the board committee an area of in-depth that we would go into, so it would be similar, it would be a very in-depth report as well, and we suggest we go into governance and planning, so that's really looking at your financial condition, policies that you have in place for your fund balance, the reserve plan, so that's what we're suggesting. But if the board committee has a different area, we would be more willing to look into that area.
Okay.
If there's any questions.
Do they need to give you an answer as to?
No, they might be an order for that.
Did you want to bring up what you were interested in?
Yes, one of the areas that we were looking at was instructional technology with regards to student data, as well as some of our policies, our board policies.
Okay, so that was actually, we had information technology as the 2020 year, so we can always flip-flop that and do 2020, we can do information technology.
Okay.
If that's an area of concern.
Thank you.
Let's do that. Is there any questions?
Did the board want to discuss that now, which area? Okay. Did you want to discuss as a board right now which area that you wanted to have them look at?
Is there any areas of concern?
No, like I noted, it seems to be fine. I mean, the tools that are in place now is bringing it down to 4%. I don't have any problems with that.
Mark?
Always good.
Jackie?
You good?
I'm good too.
So I think for the governance and control, they would go deeper in. And IT, which was just suggested by, if the board's in agreement with those two testing areas, that's what they would start to work on.
Well, yeah, there's one, so this way, if you want to do information technology for 2019, we could do that, and then push our governance and planning to 2020 there. Or whichever one you want first.
In light of EDMO 2D changes, in light of the changes in Ed Law 2D and student privacy, and student data requirements, I think it's important that we review all of our policies related to information technology.
I agree. Does that include cyberbullying? No, right?
Just cyber, I don't know what's the word. It's more about our policies and practices with regards to how we store, maintain, and secure student data.
Oh, okay, that piece, okay.
So do we need to have a consensus on that, a vote on that, that the board is okay with that being the area of testing?
Yes, we would need a consensus. Does the board agree with the,
Should we vote on that? What should we do, Mary Jane?
the recommendations?
I mean, it doesn't hurt to vote.
I don't think it hurts to vote, Sharon.
Okay.
So is there a consensus on the recommendation?
Okay.
Okay, so we'll look at information technology for changes.
Okay, and Mr. Middleman had a memo requesting, so I'll forward that to you now that I know that the board is okay with that.
Okay, and then I'll schedule these.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm
Thank
very
you.
sorry it's so late.
Okay.
Oh, yes, we need to accept the report.
I need a motion in a second to accept the
Internal audit.
internal
report.
audit.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I need a motion in a second to adjourn the audit committee meeting portion.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion in a second to reconvene the business meeting.
Motion.
Second. Jackie's got the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have new business, driving course. So we by the time we put that on?
Yep. So it was brought to my attention that, there was a driving course offered that would help our students or teach a class to our students about texting and driving and safe driving. And there was some discussion on it about PTA has a course and we don't want to step on their toes, but PTA's course is Simply Defensive Driving, 10% off your insurance, and it's a fundraiser. It's not a class that's being taught. So I wanted to get more information on this defensive driving program that was brought to my attention. How do we get more information on that program?
Lisa, can you tell us whether what we would have to do in order to bring a for-profit organization here to teach to our students? What would the process be for the district?
Well, it depends on what you say bring. So if the district wants to offer a course in the same manner that you offer driver's ed, you would have to go through your procurement process. So likely an RFP would be the most appropriate way to get the best price and to make sure that they have the experience and the knowledge base that you're looking for, whatever your RFP would demand. So that would be the process if that's what you're looking to bring into the district. If you're looking to provide a space where they would be able to use your facilities, your policy would not allow that. So if it's a program that the district wants to give, you would do an RFP process.
So, but we could also just find out about the offering, correct? Without doing an RFP, like could we bring the person in to find out what they're actually offering before we even went through the procurement process? It's late, I can't speak.
Yeah, the board can invite an individual or a company in to share what they're offering. You can invite a couple of companies in, but to actually go through if you're actually looking to provide a program, you would go through the RFP process.
Okay, but in order to learn for information, we can bring anybody in.
It'd be up to the board.
Okay, perfect. I'd like to suggest that we do that. It was brought to us, and I think it's a great idea. I don't want to say who brought it to us yet, but for texting while driving and safe driving. How do we do that? How do we get more information then?
Is that something that's going to be offered after school?
I don't know. I have no information on that. I'd like to learn a little bit more about what these companies offer or how we can get our driving program to include that. I don't know. I'd like to get more information.
Well, I was under the impression that our current, I know my daughter took the driver's ed just recently, not too long ago, that this information was included. Half the class is driving, and the other portion of the class is in school instruction, where they talk about the things.
So then I'd like to, so then good. I'd like to know what that curriculum is then. I'd like to hear about it.
Yeah, so maybe that would be the first step.
That's fine. I'm fine with that too.
Wendy, can you provide the board what is the instructional piece of the driver's ed?
It is a New York State mandated curriculum, so I'm sure that I can get that from the organization that's teaching it.
Thank you.
Okay, we're done with that topic? Okay, moving on to financial matters for approval. We have student activities fund report.
Oh, no, we're on personnel.
On driver's course. Oh, why is it?
Terminations, leaves of absence.
But you see my screen, why is it like that? It says ended, there's not even.
I have no paper tape, so I'm good. We give it, give this to her.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's weird because you can see it's not on here. Okay, so we're moving on to resignations, terminations, leaves of absence. I'd like to get a motion and a second. Resignations. Second, all in favor? Okay, I'm going on to Schedule 2, appointments, tenure, salary changes. I need a motion and a second.
I have some things on it.
Okay, what is it, your concern? Which, give us a letter and a number?
Schedule 2, 1A.
Wait, hold on, so Schedule 2, is it 3A? No.
1A and 1C. separate vote.
It's funny, it's not on here.
I have it on the, justice.
All right. So you're looking at
1A,
1A
And 1C.
and 1C.
That's for a separate vote. I have a lot of questions on some of these things.
Do you have a question on those?
Nope, that is a separate vote. I have no questions on that. On,
All right, so do you want to pull that separately now? And then we'll move on to
well, I have
your questions?
No, it's not. I have to table some because I can't ask these questions unless you want to go back to executive. So I'd like to table something.
All right, so again, you want to, let's take care of item 1A and 1C.
Okay.
So I'm asking for a separate vote to pull from the recommendations of personnel.
Right.
motion.
I need a motion and a second to pull them?
You actually don't need to vote on that. It's by right that those can be pulled if it's a consent agenda.
All right, okay.
So you can just vote on them separately.
Right.
Okay, all right.
So I'm going to pull those. Then, hold on, 5E, I'd like to table that until I get my questions answered.
5E.
5E. And then, yeah. And then, this is
5D.
Let's see if the numbers change.
Wait, you're pulling 5E?
5E, yes.
Let me make sure it's the same person.
Yeah, I don't know why you pulled that.
Yeah, it is. Please think up.
Okay, we're pulling 5E.
Yep, because the letters changed.
You're doing that for a table?
Yes, table. And then, I think we're still in G here. Yeah, G, but there's only one part of G that I want to pull, not the whole thing. I mean, you know, it's a table. How do I do that?
So which one do you want to pull?
Just this part, the 5G. All of this is 5G.
Can you provide them?
Hold on one second.
This is for the fund. These are programs, extended school year program.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is
the-
summer program first.
Do you want to pull the 19A appointments?
Yes.
Well, that would be it.
All right, so then I want to pull 5G to 19A appointments.
19A examiners.
For tabling, yeah. Until I have my questions answered.
Transportation.
The rest of it, I have some more questions.
Oh, it's G?
Saying yes to everything, but I don't say yes.
Wait a minute, so you're pulling, this is like 30 people.
Yeah, just the 19As.
Wait, it looks like you're pulling,
15G, just the 19As.
what, I'm sorry, say it again?
The G, not all those, but 5, just the 19As.
Can you come over here, please?
Just these. No. Keep going. Huh? No, that's not the question. There's a bunch of stuff on there that I can't remember. Just these.
Okay, anything else?
Well, again, I just like to note that I am uncomfortable going through some of these things that we didn't get to talk about in executive, but after my questions are answered on the other things, I'm sure we would have voted the same way, so I'll continue on. But I will send an email with the other questions.
All right, so anything else being pulled from that schedule?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're tabling 19A.
Table, yes, table 2 and separate vote.
Okay.
G, so 19A.
Okay, so G19A, you can't, you're
Tabling.
tabling, and what else?
5A, right?
The, E. That's the one you voted at?
Okay. All right, so you're tabling 2, and you're pulling for a separate vote on 2.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so let's identify, all right, so we're gonna exclude those that you have mentioned.
Right.
And can I get a motion and a second? Oh, we already got the motion and a second. Can we get an all in favor minus the ones that you've either tabled or pulled?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now let's go on to 1A and 1C, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, so I need a motion and a second
To what? For the verbal or to,
on 1A.
the motion for what, to vote separately?
No, you're just going to vote, you're voting on 1A separately.
No.
Yes?
I got what more to this. I don't know why, if we were still able to ask you guys why you're.
It's the process of it.
Well, I have a problem with one of them, to be honest, which one it was. I know one of them, I know which one. It's not this one, it's this one. I have a problem with one. So I guess if we're voting on them together, I would have to say no for right now.
It's actually not for a separate vote, so you,
Oh, separate.
it's a separate vote.
Okay, so 1A, I could say yes.
Well, it fails anyway.
So it's 2-2? Okay. And C, I would say no. Until I look more into that.
And you're abstaining.
So I'm going to say no on C as well. And for you.
Yeah,
No,
we're not sure.
One C, correct.
Yeah.
Maybe that one better off, and the I'll abstain from C.
We can't go through it, so.
Well, then it fails too, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Either way.
But she should be
if I gotta
recorded.
look into that one before I,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, she should be recorded.
Either way, it fails.
Okay, so we need a motion for schedule to 1A, it's 2-2, it's 2-2, so it fails, right?
Yeah.
Correct, it does not pass.
Okay, we're moving on to,
The table, let's just table.
okay, is there anything on the personnel matter?
Actually, you need a vote to table it. Did the board vote to table the 2 items that Ms. Hancock put on?
No, you didn't vote,
So maybe you should have a first and a second to table?
Yes. I need a motion,
Motion?
second, and then all in favor to table.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, moving on to financial matters. We have items 2 through 7, student activities fund, claims audit reports, treasurer reports, April 2019, appropriation status report, July 1st, 2018 through April 30th, 2019. Revenue status report, July 1st, 2018 through April 30th, 2019. Overtime reports, July 1st, 2018 through April 30th, 2019. I need a motion and a second, and then any questions.
I don't have any questions.
So we have a motion and a second on the table?
Motion second.
Okay, Eileen first, Jackie second on the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're moving on to the consent agenda. We have items 2 through,
I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, I have one.
2 through,
Mine's incorporated into it.
2 through 57.
2 through 57. I need a motion and a second for items 2 through 57. Are there any tables? Do we go ahead?
No table.
No tables.
No question.
Okay, so if you don't mind, Eileen, I'll have that.
One of my questions incorporates Jackie's question, so I'll pass it over to her.
Yes, I figured go ahead,
Start
Jackie.
now because mine, like, so we can go in order.
You know what mine is? Mine's number 9.
Just a point of information, so you should put it on the table and then ask questions once it's on the table. So I think mine went next for first and second, you put it on the table and you can ask questions.
Motion.
I do the.
Second.
Okay, I do the what?
For discussion, yes.
Motion and a second for discussion. So I motion, Jackie seconded.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so
So let Jackie ask, and then, because I know you have a few.
Yeah, because my big problem is with number 9. I was advised by a lot of parents in the 8th grade, 11th grade, I'm sorry, 11th grade this year, that the kids had a great time on the trip, but unfortunately, there were children who were turned away because this venue is not large enough for our large number of students. So I wanted to know why we haven't looked around. If people like the cruises, which is a nice thing, why we haven't looked for a cruise that allots for more children, so we don't turn away children.
There's more trips too that are on the agenda that incorporate.
I'll turn mine off, I'm sorry.
So I will have the class advisors as well as the high school administration re-examine the 11th grade trip.
Can you let me know how many kids are going to be in 11th grade, like the projection for it this year? What's going to be the difference number? Because the number right now is, it says for this trip is 315. That's the max number of children. How many kids do we have going into 11th grade approximately?
I will include that information for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Number 6, how many children are enrolled?
I don't have it with me, I would have to get back to you, but that's a rolling admission. So we project out and have better numbers closer to September.
Okay. How many were enrolled last year?
I would have to get that information for you, but I don't have it with me.
So,
We usually open at 50% or better, if I'm working straight from my memory right now. And then as the year goes on and students get referred, the enrollment continues to increase. That's typical for the population.
okay, that 50% is good, but what is that number usually around? Like an average?
I would have to get back to you with that number off the top of my head. I don't have it with me.
Okay, so then I want to table that one.
Okay, I have a question, Monica.
Out of the $1,030,000, how much is that refunded?
Which number is that?
Well, the total cost is $1,030,000.
No, which number of the consent agenda?
It's the same one that she was speaking about. So the preschool budget is $1,030,000. How much of that is state aid?
For most programs, we get back a significant amount, including what we stack. Once again, that's a number I would have to get back to you with.
Because I was under the impression that we are funded for the whole piece of that.
The county pays for a good portion of it as well. I'm just not comfortable speaking without the numbers directly in front of me.
Okay. Can we table that then, so we'll get those numbers?
So motion to table 6 as well?
The county and the state fund the preschool program, the 4410. There are some cost screens that if you hit those, you'll be limited, but the vast majority of this program is fully reimbursed. I mean, I can't give you an exact percentage because it requires a whole accounting. There's a tuition rate that's assigned by the state. I just want to discourage you from tabling our preschool 4410 program.
Tabling the budget right now until I get the answer.
The only thing is that July 1st is when they started, and we don't meet until July 2nd.
I don't want to screw up the kids that are going to preschool.
You know, this is why it would be good to ask questions ahead of time, so that we're not tabling things.
I had all these questions before that, and
You had these questions when?
today.
Exactly.
When were they given to Monica or me?
This was not perfect. Well, we get things answered all the time, so I don't know when to look at the data, so I'm
No, it would be
looking at 4
good.
days in a row.
It would be
I'm
good
trying
if
to look at it,
you-
like Monday or Tuesday morning.
It would be good if you looked at the agenda and sent us questions, so that we
Again,
don't.
things are always added to the agenda, so I don't want to look at it 4 or 5 days. I know everybody else, I don't get a lot of money to do this job. So I don't want to look at it one day, not 4 days in a row. So when I looked at 7 Tuesday morning is when I got all my questions. When I came, and I ran here at 4:30, got the package and wrote down all my questions.
While I'm appreciative that you're a volunteer, we still have to conduct the business of the district.
We can vote if you want to vote on it, we'll vote on it. I have no problem.
We can't like not have programs start, not have teachers be able to order things, not be set to go, not have teachers in place.
I can't not ask questions.
You need to ask them timely so that we can get the
Then we need to
information.
put a motion in place that we don't add stuff to the agenda on Monday afternoon and Tuesday morning.
This was not
We had
added.
something
Was this
yesterday
added
at 1
late?
o'clock.
This was not added.
No, this wasn't, but we have things that are in.
Okay, so let's talk about the preschool program, which was not added late. Why wouldn't we want to move that business forward?
Why is that a problem?
Because it's a problem, we need to conduct the business of the district.
Hold on it, I didn't say we don't hold on.
Do we know how many kids are enrolled? Or we don't know an idea?
I mean, we don't have
Approximately.
historical data, we know how many kids are enrolled.
Can you give some kind of rough count? With
My
preschool.
lady asked another
Well,
question.
let me
I
turn
asked
them.
how many children are enrolled.
I only asked,
Yeah.
with preschool, I really would happily get you a number. It changes daily. We have meetings throughout the spring. As annual reviews happen, recommendations are made, and our numbers change. Our program is a staple in the community as well as in Suffolk County. We open in September with approximately 50% seats full, to say the least. And then because they're so young, because they're 3 and 4, as students start to develop or start to struggle, they're referred to CPSE, and then they qualify for a program. So to open around 50% is very typical, and then by the end of the year, we're pretty close to full. But to give you a number today, in the midst of annual reviews, without knowing the questions coming my way, I can't give you the most accurate number.
Can you give us?
Okay, let me ask it a different way. Let me ask it a different way.
Can you give us what number was for last year? Or projection from last year and the year
What is the
before?
capacity? What is our capacity?
How many classes do you
I'm
have in
seeing
4410?
43 at Velocity in preschool top line.
Is
Was that correct?
If you can give me two, I literally need to like write it out for a second just to see the number of classes to make sure I answer correctly, as I did not go into this kind of depth on the preschool budget.
I'm seeing 43 in pre-K at Velocity with the January, February enrollment update. Does that sound reasonable?
I can't hear you.
I'm seeing 43 enrolled
43
at
students?
Velocity in the pre-K program as of the January, February enrollment update.
Perfect, so is that our capacity, or no, that's 50%?
Our
Or around? Again, we don't have to be exact.
At that point, they'd be approaching capacity. It's
So
just a
43 is
slow
approaching
start.
capacity.
It's just
Okay.
a slow start at the beginning.
Capacity probably would be closer to 60.
Thank you.
So wait a minute, so it's 60, so it's 60 kids at $1,030,000?
It's not just that, there's related services involved, there's also students who go to out-of-district placements. If you'd like, I can present something a little bit more specific for you next time. But we have 2 integrated co-teaching sections, 2 special class sections, and 1 full-day section.
So it's 17,200 rounding up.
Perfect.
17,200 to educate these children for 2 months, is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, this is a full summer.
This is preschool, it's full year.
Yeah, this is full year.
How many hours?
No, this is fine. That was the answer to my question, that's it.
Oh,
That's it.
okay.
And this is not in the general fund, this is considered a
I'm
grant.
beginning July 1st.
Okay.
It's considered a grant, it's not the general fund. Most of it is reimbursed, paid to the district.
Perfect. That's it. All right, so, the next ones are 7 to 10 are the,
Wait, can we go back, are we tabling that one?
No,
No, okay.
I just want that was it.
Okay.
43 to 60 is the perfect number, that's all I want to know. So 7 to 10 is class trips, I have the same thing with Jackie. There's, there's Rocking Horse Ranch, there's, the Woodlock Resort, Adorning Park, Chelsea Piers, all of those. I would like them to all be able to include all the kids so that no one is ever turned away. Number 8?
The Woodlock trip is a small team of our leadership group in high school. So
Oh, yeah, so that's my second question. What is that? So we have teachers,
that is our student council.
the student council? What exactly do they do on that trip? I wasn't real clear on that one. The Woodlock. I don't remember. I wasn't very clear.
Which number is that, the Woodlock?
Team building and senior trip planning?
Leadership development.
Okay, so what is it? What is it? I don't have a form on it.
So it is a team building activity, and it also factors into their senior trip planning. This is the leadership team at the high school, our student leadership team, that's our student council, and it is a fundraised trip.
So it costs the district nothing?
Correct.
And how many students go there?
12.
And how many adults?
4.
12 more. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I remember kids raising money for this. I actually bought
I
some
just
stuff.
didn't know what it was, I didn't have a sheet on it. Number 12. It's probably by Mary Jane. You ever got the write-ins published?
I'm sorry, excuse me?
The write-ins have to be put on the website or so that we know?
That was never practice, in my experience, but that's what.
Yeah, no, we had it here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, can we just go back to the other 3 trips? You're just asking me to check out how many students can attend? What's the max number?
Yeah, because some kids are being left out. I've been saying this for years.
She wanted to know how many high school students.
Right, so we want to know the enrollment, and then we also want to know the capacity of each trip.
Being turned away because
Right, so the enrollment, the capacity of each trip. Okay.
just like Jack was talking about the other ones.
Are we tabling it, or are you just looking for information?
I'm looking for information.
But we're not tabling it?
Yeah.
Okay. No.
No, I'm just
Not
asking.
paying, she just wants some answers.
Okay. Number 13 and 14. They're both the mag vote, whatever it's called. How long have we used these, and who did it before this?
Mag, how long have we used it?
These services?
Sean, I would have to defer to you. It's been there as long as I have, but I don't have their start date.
I can't hear anything.
I'm just thinking.
I think they've been here at least as long as I've been here, which is 10, 11 years.
They've been in our district for quite some time.
Yes.
All right, thanks. Number 35. It's only been 45 minutes. Where are you at? Number 35. The driver and traffic safety education. This again goes with the discussion earlier. You want to know the curriculum, so that won't get skipped because we already brought that up in discussion.
We're not tabling.
No, it was just my question. Number 36.
Are we asking anything about the drivers?
No, I already asked that we're in discussion.
Oh, the curriculum, excuse me.
Number 36, are we providing more service this year? Yes?
Yes, to the extent in which we could provide, I believe it's the vast majority.
So then is that out of the budget now?
Yes.
It's already done because we know we're providing it? Because I know
Yeah,
we asked for a transfer out of that budget line.
The transportation is part of the 4408 program. Yes, we will be providing that transportation in-house for the majority of the students, for those students which we can accommodate, which is the majority.
Okay. So the next one is number 39. It's $180,000. We have I had questioned this before I was on the board. There's a whole bunch of things on here that we don't have individual costs. We don't know what we're buying. I'm just going to give them $180,000. Do we know if the boys sports, girls sports, is it equal? It's number 39, 41. Yeah, well, yeah.
If you look at the attachment that is supporting that, it goes through the entire bid process, as well as the recommendations of each of the different vendors, the discount that those vendors are giving, the estimated award, as well as the breakdown by vendor to the specific item, and then which ones were then excluded.
So, for example, then, on number 39, who's getting the bids for this?
Who are getting
Like, I can't tell from this. Who won?
Who is getting the bid, or who is, they're bidding on individual items.
So each of these vendors then have a discount card?
Without the actual drop.
So if you look just at Advantage Sports and Fitness, which is the first named vendor,
Yes.
they bid and they got awarded one item of all those hundreds of items that were on the bid.
So out of the 322 items, that Advantage Sports Fitness, one of them will be, I don't have a cost. We don't know, like that's.
It's not part of the supporting documentation of who got what. So if I look at BSN US Games, we're awarding 102 of the items because they are giving us the least cost for the items that they bid on.
That's my question. What does that cost? 10% off? Is that what we're looking at here?
Yes.
So Advantage Sport and Fitness has, I don't know, it says 90, item number is 90. So where do I find that? I can't tell it's a text for this thing. What they got, what we're paying, it's boys sports, girls sports.
If you want, we can provide you with the whole bid analysis, all of the details, all of the prices, why each particular item of the 322 were awarded. Or you could sit right next to our purchasing agent while she opens up the bids. Or you could just read what she wrote and why she made her decisions.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing prices. That's
Okay, so I can get you the bid analysis with all of that detail, all of those spreadsheets.
perfect. That's the 39.41. The 39.41 was that right now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And number 42. What is that? What does this mean? What does it entail? What is it? What's the cost? Is there a cost?
There is no cost as of yet. As part of the approved capital project, we're going to be addressing playgrounds at each of the elementary schools. The playgrounds that we have at each of the buildings are of Burke manufacturer. The approved distributor for Burke equipment is American Recreation, who is available through a town license contract, and it gives us a discount off of everything as well. So,
Okay, so there's no cost.
at this point, not until we...
And that's what this for. So it's kind of like that, the other things that we piggyback on bids.
Correct. So once we develop the scope of work, we will develop that, present that to the Board of Education, and ultimately the approval will be done as to how much work each of the buildings and what the actual design will be.
Number 43. Don't we adopt it? For physicals, what's transportation physicals? Why are they
We do, our district physician is also at the transportation physicals, but we need a nurse to do preliminaries. It's like a student physical.
So is this a nurse that we already have working here, or we're hiring someone special for this?
It's an employee.
Is it already an employee? Wait, what's this? Is it a stipend? Is it, I mean, I don't know what it is.
It's extra hours as it's in the contract.
Okay, so that's what it is?
Yes.
So it's not a stipend, it's extra hours and then, like overtime?
Pretty much.
Very simple. Daily salary divided by 7.
Okay, thank you. Number 51, what's wrong with it? Other vendors pay for a higher dollar amount? These- I don't know. This is clocks, leading control kits. We had 8 vendors. Did we got all the bid packages, and they came through it higher than the 6-month extension. Is that correct? Is that what we're reading?
This is our stock of lead kits.
Yeah, it says that we had bid packages received from 8 vendors, but we're giving them a 6-month extension, which I have no problem with, as long as they were lowest. Is that why we did that? Normally it doesn't come through like this.
Sharon, can you answer why we're giving the extension?
Is that a price?
We're extending the originally awarded bid, which out of the 8 vendors that we received bid packages from, we chose the best vendor at that time. And we were happy with the product, happy with their service, and there is an extension clause that we can exercise on the original bid, so we're doing that.
Yeah, no, I know. I just want to make sure the price is lower, the lowest price. So, all right, and then earlier we voted on I said that there was something added to the bottom of the agenda, but it wasn't this. So this would actually be number 58, the I guess. I did mistakenly, because number 57 was an examination.
Right.
So this would be number 58, I just wanted to point that out.
Right, thank you.
Why is it added here and not
Personnel.
on the personnel piece?
Yeah. So it should be on personnel,
It
right?
should be on the personnel.
So we should
Can we change it back to the personnel?
go back to personnel, or you want to consent first and then go back, because I'm done.
You can vote on it separate if you'd like to.
Yeah, let's just vote on it separate.
I don't
Okay,
think it's even on the consent right now. It's only 57 on consent.
we included it as a 57 item, but it's not a 57.
Right, and that was my mistake, I thought that was the one that we.
So you could
Okay.
you could just pull it for a separate vote and then vote on the consent agenda.
Okay.
Okay, so, none of these items are on the table.
I just have some questions.
Okay, so then we have all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so then we move over. Okay, so then I will open up with the previous statement that I had said earlier is, may I have a motion to approve the probationary appointment of Mr. Peter Mallory as Director of Health, Physical Education, Athletics, and Recreation.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now we're moving on to public comment. Step up to the podium, address the board president only. He may address one or more topics at the time allotted. Individuals, employees, parents, or children should not be identified by name, title, position, grade, or building. Anybody have any questions? Step on down.
Just for the record, you wanted that? Internal audit of city system.
The latest internal audit report she's going to get in at a school board meeting. Just want to let you know that. Well, in all seriousness, the driver's ed program, just to illuminate what Eileen brought up, I think, and Linda addressed it as being part of the New York State curriculum. Just, I think what's should be looked into is my understanding of the program is it not only covers the New York State curriculum, it enhances the New York State curriculum by delving into more specifics regarding texting and driving, drinking and driving. And I think that's the key component of Eileen is trying to get across, at least hear the lady out, hear what the program has to offer, see if it's different than what we currently do, and if it's not, wonderful. If it is, something for folks to think about, trying somehow, whether it be through the PTA or through legal channels, of trying to implement it into Connect Us for our kids. And I think that's the only reason why she wants you to delve into it a little bit more. The other issue I wanted to mention, I know I had some conversations privately of the association 3-4 months ago made a proposal to work with the district to negotiate something to settle a few grievances and arbitrations that would cost the district big bucks. As I sent an email, I believe, to you folks already, as of today, yesterday actually, we started a notice of claim with the recent email that Ken Costa sent out to our members at the high school with 3 separate shifts.
Mr. Police Officer, remind you not to mention any names, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. We made a proposal, an email went out to my members at the high school that they're going to be working 3 separate shifts. Obviously, in opposition to that, you all know our position on that. We offered a very, very simple solution, what we believe to be a very reasonable solution. It's my understanding that some board members have been told that the district has responded to us. To date, we've not received 1 response in over 3 months from anybody from the district as to our proposal. And I know I've spoken to probably 4 out of 5 board members, okay, about our proposal. And to date, a couple have said that they thought the district said they were taking care of it with us. Just want to let you know, no one has spoken to us. We are going to file a notice of claim. It's going to cost you thousands and thousands of dollars, okay, if between now and next week, we don't have some solution to the problem. The teachers will do what they're directed to do, and we will be putting forth a notice of claim, an improper practice charge, and we'll let her take care of it in Brooklyn. So if you want to take care of it, we're open to discussion and negotiation, and we always are. Somebody from the district has to speak with us. So, thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to let you know, we'll address that, because I will do an executive session, but
Did you say something? I thought you called me.
No, go ahead, no. I just walk around and say something.
I just wanted to know what you can tell us about tomorrow and the next day with regard to the threats. I was saying before, often when we get these threats, you get a certain gut feeling, you know, and a certain, from the information that comes out, that, you know, one is more serious than the other. And I guess, I don't know, this one is just bugging me. And is there anything you can tell us? Did we find it to be not credible?
Would you like, Don Flynn, would you mind answering Ms. Deidre Nunzik's question, please? I'd rather hear from the voice of security than our voices.
Can't make the decision on this one to send them or not.
Send them, it's the safest thing in. We take every threat very serious. We have protocols, we're always in heightened state of awareness. Obviously, when we receive something that has not been resolved to our, whether it be an arrest or closed out, we put protocols in place. It's very safe, big one. I'm strongly encourage. It was at a different level than taking these steps, but this is something that a lot of time and effort has gone into, and staff has been cooperative with the administration and police. Superintendent and I were touching expected just several hours ago. So it's as far as on the realm of credibility, I consider we should do all ends of credibility.
That's what I wanted to know. I wasn't hearing that if it was.
So very low.
We were encouraging students not to bring book bags if possible tomorrow, this way, easy entrance into the school.
So that will be checked, everybody will be checked.
Thank you, Don. Anyone else? Going once, going twice. Okay, I need a motion in a second to exit out of this meeting.
Motion second.
Oh, by the way, I just want to bring up one thing. If, I know the driver's ed course almost $500. I hope for the $500 that these kids are being properly educated on the safety of driver's ed.
300.
What?
300.
No, it's 500.
It says 300 on the
I just paid $190.
That's the cost for the driving school.
Oh, the driving
You
school.
see on here. That's one component.
Bob, this is our last meeting together, Bob.
It is. I'm gonna miss you all.
I'm gonna miss you.
It's been a good run for years.
It was. At least I got you to laugh a couple of times, Bob. And Sharon, we're gonna miss you too.
Well, I think I miss you too.
Thank you, our last meeting with you guys. I really appreciate everything that you both do. And you know I teach you, Bob, it's, you know, because I love you, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you. And same to you, Sharon.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Are we gonna, address the baseball team on the next board, the next?
Yes.
Is it the baseball? Is it the bowling? A couple of teams? Is it track?
We'll make a bunch of different schools.
Anything else, Mr. Washington?
I would like to say, I want this meeting to be separate from the 10-year recognition stuff.
From now on.
From now on. I think we need to vote on that. ASAP.
Well, I would think when it's more than, when it's this much stuff, we need to.
Yeah, it needs to be separate.
We could do executive and then go into the awards and not have the stuff.
All the consent agenda stuff. Too much.
Right? Do you
We
agree?
have 4 people left.
Everybody agree with that?
Can we get an official vote on that?
We can absolutely do that next year.
Well, I'd like to vote on it now.
Wait, do you actually make a vote?
Well, I think there's a process for agenda setting in your policy. So in other words, I think you vote on the meeting dates, and then there's an agenda setting process in your policy. So why don't you look at that and then see how you can implement what you want through that process.
Thank you.